We got a great guest right here.
Yes.
As we continue the conversation on the hot button issue of immigration, we welcome the president of the Family Research Council. It's Tony Perkins. And Tony, welcome to America's Forum.
Well, good morning, Rick. Morgan, how are you all this morning?
We're
Wonderful.
doing great. Thanks for asking. Obviously, immigration, a lot of people are talking about it. I want to know, as the president of the Family Research Council, the president of the United States often talks about making sure that families can stay together when he's talking about his immigration policy. Do you agree with that aspect of what the president is saying?
Well, I agree that there is a family component of the immigration issue, and I agree that our immigration system is not working. Now, I do not agree with the president's remedy, and I think that what the president is proposing is a further concern of the lawlessness that we've seen from this administration. Look, we have laws in place for a reason. We have a Congress for a reason. They adopt the policies that are in the best long-term interest of our country. And if the president truly wants to address this issue, he needs to sit down with Congress, a new Republican Congress that comes in January, and devise a path forward. I don't think anybody would say that we don't have a problem when it comes to immigration. We have a security problem when we look at our borders, and we have an assimilation problem in terms of assimilating people into the American society. We've got to fix those things if we want to resolve the immigration issue.
So, Tony, we have a short segment today, so I want to switch gears to the upcoming meeting being held by Pope Francis and other interfaith leaders. I believe you'll be attending, and I'm curious to know, what are some of the goals of this meeting?
Well, Morgan, there is concern growing globally around the issue of marriage. And this is a look at the complementarity of man and woman and the role of marriage in society in a broad sense. And so you're going to have religious leaders from around the globe that are going to be at the Vatican this coming week to look at this issue, both from a cultural standpoint, a religious standpoint, and even a political standpoint from a public policy purview. So I'm looking forward to being there in Rome, hearing from the Pope on Monday, and meeting with some of my colleagues from around the world to look at how we raise the issue of marriage in such a way that it continues to further that unique, important institution of marriage.
Possibly allowing civil unions inside the Catholic Church. What are your thoughts as far as the Catholic Church's right now interpretation, where they stand on the whole issue of civil unions or gay marriage?
Well, I've spoken to a number of Catholic leaders, both pastors, priests, and others. I don't see the Catholic Church making a great deviation on this issue. They can't, because the scripture is quite clear on the issue. I think the problem has been, and this is not just my opinion, it's as I've talked to others, that there's just been a lack of clarity. The way things have been stated, these statements have been stated in such a way that it's allowed interpretations to be made that are less than accurate. So there's going to be a statement made on the marriage issue, and some of the issues that were raised in the Synod last month will probably be cleared up in this meeting next week.
So, Tony, we only have a little over a minute left, but you just mentioned clarity, and we know this Pope is much more progressive than his predecessors. Do you think they will clarify exactly what constitutes a civil union?
I think there will be clarity given to some of the statements that came out of last month's Synod. I don't know to what degree they may speak to the civil union issue, but I do think they'll make a very clear statement as it pertains to marriage and what the church views marriage to be.
Okay.
It's going to be a fascinating couple of days as Tony Perkins will be making his way overseas to attend that big conference once again at the Vatican. Tony Perkins, thanks so much for being with us right here on Newsmax TV. We really appreciate your comments. And again, safe travels as you make your way to that conference at the Vatican. Again, thanks so much.
All right, Rick, thank you. And Morgan, have a great weekend.
Thank you.
You do the same. All right, much more to talk about right here on America's Forum on Newsmax TV. We're talking immigration reform, also the Keystone Pipeline. Keep it right here for a Friday. Thanks so much for watching.